back to a new episode. It's been a while. I've just been doing shorts and things like that. So I had to stop it then because someone made some massive noise and I didn't even know what it were. So I've just been doing shorts, just little bits and bats, but I came up against a real problem for myself, doing the shims. You know, doing the bearings. I couldn't get the bearings in, and then I watched a video and somebody said freeze your cages, heat up your hub, and I did that and they just slotted right in, so that were really easy. That took me a few weeks to do. I want to get the car on its wheels so as I can push it outside and I can work on the inside of the car. I can't get in it at the moment because I was putting the pedal box in and I nearly pushed the car over because it's on axle stands, but to me it doesn't feel that safe. I don't want to ruin everything that I've done by climbing in it and the thing falling off the axle stands. Axle stands, yeah, it should be safe, but when I look underneath, it worries me a little bit. So what I want to do is get these. I've been struggling with the shims and shimming it up. I've watched loads of videos and doing the maths. It's not my forte. I'm not academic. I never did really well at school, and I've really struggled with it. But then I've watched videos from one person to another person to another person, and putting them all together as actually I've done one hub. So in my opinion, those three people have helped me out massively. I've commented on the videos many times, so I just want to show you what I'm up to. So there's one of the hubs, and that thing is, I haven't torqued it yet because my my bench that I've got, it's just the piece of wood just sat on that garden thing that we're outside one year, but it's just sat on there, and all it is one of those. It does help me a bit, but torquing things up to over 100 Newton meters, I can't do it because I'll end up ripping the bench off. So I do have a bench that I can use to torque those up. I still haven't put the bearings in because I don't want them in yet until I torque those ball joints up. But that's one done, and these are all my measurings. There were more measurings on different pieces of paper, and I've got this off Keith Miller, putting all your measurements down and things like that. And you know, so that's what I tried this morning. So I did the bottom one. The bottom one were like that. So the one with the spring on were like that. And when I put them in, so I watched this fella, and he used a well, I can't even remember the name of it. I can't even remember the name of it now, but I've had this since 1994 when I was 17. I can't remember the name of it, and it's because I'm probably on camera. And obviously I went like that. I put this on without the cage on, and tightened it down until my ball joint were where I wanted it. It's feeler gauge, so I put my feeler gauge in, and it came up with that number. So I got that number and I minused it for the cage. So the cage is 0.9, the thickness of it, and it came out with 0.45. So I found 0.45 in there, put it in, bang, straight away with that. So then I came onto the upper one, and that's what it gave me. But when I put it in, it was too tight. So what I ended up doing was going to 0.55, too tight. I went to 0.6, perfect. So it did help me a little bit in sort of narrowing it down where I should be, and you know, it put me into an area where I needed to be. So you know, those three people that I watched were you know, it helped me out a lot. So I've just got this one to do now, so I'll do the same. I'll just clean all that paint off. When I painted these, I didn't know that they were supposed to be clean, so I will clean it off and do the same with my feeler gauge and get me into a sort of area where it's there or thereabouts, and then work off that. Right, just been tapping that over, so we've got the new arm on for the steering rack. The only reason why I've had to take that off and put a new one on is because when I was taking it off, I had to grind it off. Thing was stuck solid, so that's the reason why we've got well, it weren't this side, it was other side. So it was other side that I did. So now I've just cleaned up all this, cleaned all that paint off with a little bit of a file and a blade. My new ball joint kit, more shims. I feel like I need absolutely thousands of shims, but I'll save them anyway. So I'm just gonna tell you what I've learnt from other people when I've done it, as I'm doing it, should I say. So that's my new kit. Obviously two of those, a spring, some shims, and there's my thing. And you also get these, I don't know what those are for, I'm just using the same that came off. And I'll get rid of all this paper and get some new paper and start doing the same with all this. I learnt all that off Keith, getting them all in line. I've seemed to, when banging them about, things have gone all over the place. I learnt this off another YouTuber. I think it was Jaguar 66 and some other fella, I can't remember his name. And they said there were two ways to do it. And I've used both of those ways to do this. Writing them out, things like that. They're off all Keith Miller's videos. So making sure that you remember what you've used, and then you don't go back on yourself and start getting confused like I did. Even though I'd written it down, still confused me. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get that that nut, I'm going to put it on there, and then I'm going to use my feeler gauge to find the gap, and then I'll write it down, and that is apparently 0.9. So the thickness of that is 0.9. So then I'm going to minus it from and get a bolt. I don't, you know, that one worked perfectly, but that one didn't. That were obviously 0.6. So I didn't get that right. So at least it pointed me into a direction that I needed to go in. Right, so I'm going to do all that now, and then I'll clean all this table up and get some new paper down and start again. Right, so I've got it to where it just about fits in. That's nice and tight, that, but obviously it still moves. There's still resistance. So then I'm going to write it down here, what I've got, and do all my maths with a calculator, obviously. So we've done the top one. So 6 it said it was, but it was too loose. So I went one down with a 2.5, and that's what it were. So I'm going to keep it like that. So obviously I can't torque that up, I've just told you about that. So on to the next one, onto the bottom one. I love it. It's got miles easier. I'll mention the people that that helped me do this and give them a thanks at the end of the video, because it's took me 6 weeks. I keep leaving it and putting it off and putting it off, coming back to it, struggling with it, leaving it, putting it off. And then I watched a video last week, and since then, well, it were earlier in week, and since then it's, you know, it's like a game changer, and I've added everybody's input and put it all together for something that I can understand. So I'm going to do the other one now. Hopefully it won't take me long, take me 10 minutes. So we've done it. I don't know how I've done it. So if I show you my measurements, so obviously 4/5 was too loose. That was too loose. 4, too tight at 3, too tight with the 3.5, and then too loose at the 3.8. And then I got another 3.5. So I've got 3 3.5s. I had 1 there and then 2 here, and then I've just put a different 3.5 in it, and it's worked. So I don't know. We've done it anyway, so that's the main thing. I'm not really bothered why or what, you know. I do have one of these measuring things from Halfords, and I have been measuring every single one of them to what they are. You know, it keeps going to minus and plus every now and again, but I keep going like that and getting it to 0. So I have been measuring the shims with that. So we're done anyway. We're done. So, you know, it's a lot of messing about. It like, I got to there and it were too tight, it were too loose. So I thought, you know what, I'll go and have some lunch. So I went and had something to eat. I come back and then I just tried every shim that I had in my arsenal. And that 3.5, so that's the smallest I've got in any of them, is 0.35. So I'm gonna leave it there. And I even tried those. So those go behind the ball joint thing underneath there. No, it didn't work. So I don't know really what those are for. Anyway, I've just got to put the bearings back in. But they were hard work. That's probably the hardest job I've done. And they're done. So I want to say thanks to Keith at Classic Mini Workshop. I want to say thanks to the channel Classic Car Cave. I don't know his name. And the channel D3S Shooter. I don't know his name. Those 3 people, they're the ones that I've watched to help me get through the shimming up these ball joints or swivel arms. I don't really know the correct name for them. So those 3 people have helped me immensely, and I couldn't have done it without them. And also thanks to John Daly for me, you know, putting up with me, annoying him, going on about these shims and keep telling him I can't do them and things like that. He's put up with me for a few weeks now going on about them. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.